Welcome back to The Inspired Entrepreneur with Heather Hope. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Heather Hope with the Inspired Entrepreneur podcast. How are you doing today? Let me count the ways of how many times I don't know what day it is. Sorry about that. I do believe today is Friday for you guys. I'm recording this Wednesday night. I'll tell you why in a minute, but happy Friday, February 19th. This one is a long one today, but today, I don't feel like I was very productive today. I love feeling productive. Like, I just love the feeling. I love getting things done. I like checking things off my list. But then there's days that I don't want to do anything. I don't feel like doing anything. And so I was sitting at my desk tonight and I'm like, well, I got to do my podcast tomorrow and whatever. And my husband's like, you could do it tonight and then you wouldn't have to do it tomorrow, because I was complaining a little bit that I didn't do anything today. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's how it feels. So then I'm like, well, if I do it tonight, then I don't have to do it tomorrow. Yeah, you're right. So here we are. Okay, so today's my grandmother's birthday. And let me tell you, I've been talking about, a couple times I mentioned, or maybe yesterday I mentioned about, today, February 17th, the day that I'm recording, that I got my ancestry DNA done. I got the results over the weekend. And let me tell you what happened today on my grandmother's birthday, right? My grandmother went to non-physical a couple of years ago, and almost 3 years ago. And what happened today was I met her grandson. I met her grandson today. Like, I'm her granddaughter, right? And so here's the story. But I was like, of course, today would be the day that I meet him because it's her birthday. And she knows about him as non-physical. She did not know about him prior to being non-physical. So here's a story real quick. When she was 16, this was back in 1946, she became pregnant. And back then, well, anytime, but back then especially, it's just like a big no-no, right? You don't get pregnant at 16, but a lot of people did. And so she decided to give it up for adoption, to give the baby up for adoption. And this was just a secret that she held on to for majority of her life until that baby that she gave up for adoption came looking for her. And he found her. And I think I'm not quite sure when it was, and I wish I could remember, but I think I might have been in my like late teens, or must have been like high school time. So I graduated in 1993. So let's just say about that time, 93. So her son found her. And so I had no idea. She did not tell me about him, who he was, until a few years later. She still held the secret. Nobody knew about it except for whoever was involved at that time. And I think they're all dead. So, or at that time, I don't know. But, so anyway, so a few years later, she told me, well, you know that guy that came over, Tom, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. And she told me the story because I don't know, just bring it out. And so years have gone by, and today, or it was actually yesterday, I got a message. Actually, I was on the app, Ancestry DNA app, and I noticed, because I saw, my uncle, her son that she adopted out, he was on there, which was cool because I got to see part of that DNA. My father's on there, which is perfect. And so having those two combination was great. And Tom's son, that I knew about, and that's fine. And then some random people I don't know. And then, so a couple of days later, I noticed a new one with the same last name as Tom. And I'm like, what? I don't know this guy. So, and I was curious about him because he just popped up. Okay. So he messaged me I think it might have been Monday that I saw his name. Tuesday, he messaged me. He felt compelled to message me. And today I messaged him back. And he got right back to me. He found me on Facebook, and we've been talking since then all day. Like half the day we've been talking through Messenger. And it's my grandmother's grandson. And so I'm just like, after talking to him for a couple hours, I'm like, I messaged him again. I'm like, oh yeah, it's grandma's birthday today. And he's like, happy birthday, Ida. And so I'm just like, I'm not shocked by any of this. I'm not surprised. It's a lot of fun. But I was just like, oh, no wonder it happened today. And so the story is that his wife bought him the DNA kit because, his father was adopted. So he didn't know anything about this family. And so the results came in just around the time that mine did. So, here's most likely all of our inner beings working together behind the scenes. We don't even know what's going on, right? We're not conscious of any of this. None of us are. But here's his wife being inspired to buy the kit. Here I am over here being inspired to buy the kit and do it. And at the same time, our results come in and we're reconnected on my grandmother's birthday. Her two grandchildren are connected on her birthday. It's kind of cool, huh? Follow your impulse. Follow what inspires you. Follow what piques your interest. I'm telling you. It is the smallest things. It's the smallest inspiration. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't like jumping up and down. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I got to do this. It was just like really cool. I was curious, and I was curious about my husband's, which still hasn't come in yet, but so it's really cool because he's a cousin of mine. He's a first cousin, just like my other cousin that I grew up with, but it's pretty cool. So that's my little thing for today of happy birthday, Grammy. That's pretty cool. I'm sure she was super excited that we connected. Because like I was definitely her, what do I want to call myself? I was her favorite out of anybody that she had two kids after the one that she adopted out. She had two daughters, and they were like, I told my new cousin, what's his name, Scott, I told him, I said, think of Cinderella and think of the two sisters, like the evil sisters. That's your aunts. That would be your aunts. That would be my mom and my aunt are very not good people. Sorry, and they've been like that pretty much their whole life. I've heard like crazy stuff from their childhood that they were just like evil children. It was weird. But my grandmother just adored me, and I just was like the angel child apparently that can do no wrong. And I was just raised really well. She did a really good job raising me after she raised like the spawn of the devil or something. I'm kidding, kind of. But anyway, that's my little story for today of follow your impulse, follow what feels inspiring, what feels fun, what feels cool, what feels like that's piquing your interest, no matter what it is, because you have no idea where it's going to lead you to. My intention of this was never, ever, ever to find someone. It was never. His intention was. And I told him, I said, it's really cool that this all happened exactly in the same time. And he only messaged me because he only felt compelled to message me. And I told him, well, it's really cool that you did because I'm the one with all the answers because, my grandmother, his grandmother is the one who put his father up for adoption. That's his mother, and that's his grandmother. So, and that woman raised me, and like, I know everything, near everything. There's a lot of secrets in this family, but I'm the one to talk to. So that was perfect. Everything was just perfect. So anyhow, let's jump into today. If you don't have the book, pick it up. I just read a really cool review from a listener, reader. I think her name's Sunshine. I think that's who I'm thinking of right now. So thank you. So February 19th, let me grab my breath because this is a little bit longer than usual. Okay, alignment makes it easy. If it's not easy, you're not in alignment. Stop and feel yourself. Feel yourself. What? Okay, let me read this. Stop and feel yourself back into an ease state. Like feel it back. Feel yourself back. Get those emotions back into a good place and then go from there, right? This is important. The feeling of alignment with your inner being is excitement, happiness, bliss, fun, ease. The feeling of fear is not in alignment and will bring more effort and work for you. Alignment is ease. Ease feels so good. So alignment, when you're feeling alignment, like it says, alignment makes it easy. When things are going, when things are easy, you're in alignment with who you really are. So, I'll listen to people or read people's comments or something about all this fear stuff. And I'm just like, you gotta get into a good place. And you gotta, so a lot of my confidence comes from past doing things, like actually accomplishing, doing, achieving. Confidence comes from knowing what you're doing really well. Like I love knowing things really well and doing them really well. That gives me confidence. But the other thing I know now is that I am connected to infinite intelligence. I am connected. And if I keep that connection, which means feeling good, keeping myself in a good feeling place, not freaking out over everything and not stressing about things, not worrying about things. When I'm feeling good, I'm connected. And there's a knowing there. It's like there's enough practice that I know, like when you know the answers without having any clue how you know the answers, you know what I mean? It's such an incredible feeling. Let me know. Come on over to YouTube and leave a comment for me. Let me know your experience with the feeling of alignment. It's incredible. It's fun. It's happiness. It's excitement. It's just feeling so freaking good. Every day I feel better. Every day I'm feeling better. And I once in a while think about how I used to feel and used to live. And I'm like, I don't even know, like, I don't even know how I thought that was normal. I think I was just around a lot of stressed out people. And I don't think I was massively stressed out, but I think I had so much resistance, like feeling of resistance and still up until a few months ago, because I've been meditating daily. I've been doing this work, like really making my priority to feel good. That's been my priority for months now. And like things do get done, people get freaked out, like they're not going to get anything done. Now, of course, granted, I don't have a lot of things to do. I don't have kids. I don't have, like I'm in my 40s. I've, already have done a lot of things. I don't have kids to take up a huge amount of my time, right? So I get it. So if you have children, you probably don't want to even listen to me because like, what? I have a lot of time, which can be kind of annoying sometimes because I've had lots of days where I'm like, there's just too much time in the day. Like you probably want to slap me for saying that, but that whole like balance of like, if you don't have enough of something and then you have too much of something, it's like they both feel weird and off. And it feels good to have a good amount of whatever it is, like the balance of, yeah, there's things to do, and then there's things not to do, and I don't know. But so sometimes when you have a lot of time on your hands, it can be kind of, I don't know, different. Let's just say different. Um, so anyway, um, so alignment makes it easy. If it's not easy, it hasn't been aligned. Like the thing is not lined up yet. The energy isn't lined up. Does that make sense? So if it's a rocky road, it just means that the energy is not lined up well enough for the path to be cleared. So the last thing I want is a rocky road. I've had rocky roads most of my life. I'm done with that. I legit just want lots of ease and some excitement once in a while and something to do once in a while. But I really, like, I color a lot lately. I got back into it like a week or two ago, like the adult coloring books. And I got some more markers, and I got a new thing all about love. It's really pretty. And I'll sit and watch like some show on TV. Lately it was Married at First Sight. Got done with one of those seasons, or two of them actually. And I'll just play it because, like I keep saying, I should have been a sociologist instead of studying to be a psychologist, but whatever. Because I'm fascinated with how people live, like cultures live. And I'll just color because it's relaxing and I like it. And it kind of, so I'm not sitting there thinking, and I'm relaxing. And I know that when I relax, things are just easier. Life is easier. I'm happier. So I'm going to read this again for you. Alignment makes it easy. If it's not easy, you're not in alignment. If it's not easy, you're not in alignment. So that goes totally in direct violation of what people say about if it's easy, or if it's hard work, then it's the way it is, or all kinds of these stupid things that people say, right? That we have listened to. Especially when I watch like Married at First Sight or any of these 90 Day, like any of these relationship reality shows. I hear the things that people have been telling us for years, that marriage is hard. It's hard. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of this and a lot of that. And oh my God, it's so much compromise and stress and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, it totally was like that in my first marriage. It was freaking hard, but I was told that it was going to be hard. I was told it was going to take a lot of hard work, and it did. It did. It was so much work. But I was doing all the things that were like making that, law of attraction, right? And belief systems and doing all the things that make things hard, right? But also listening to this and then having a religious part for a few years of that, like divorce is a sin and you got to just keep working at it and you just got to blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you hear all of this and you're just like, well, then it's normal. It's normal, right? It's normal that marriage is hard. It's normal that it's hard work. It's normal that you have to put a ton of work into it and it's just going to be really hard. You hear that and it becomes normal in your mind, right? And okay, so that was my first marriage, right? My second marriage is freaking easy. It's an alignment. We get along so well. We joke all the time. We rarely ever argue about anything. We've had maybe like 2 fights, arguments, whatever you want to call them. In May, it'll be 4 years we've been together. We've been through like maybe 2, maybe. It just doesn't, I don't know. We just we get along so insanely well. The difference is, before this relationship came together, I was in alignment. I was feeling really good. I was taking really good care of myself and loving myself. That's where I was. And I attracted him. I don't know where he was, but he was a fairly happy guy. He had the expectation in his life that he would eventually get married. He never gave up. He you know, wherever he was. I don't know. Vibrationally, I have no clue. But we joined together into this relationship that works so well. Like, it doesn't really hugely boggle my mind, but because I get it, like I understand why things are so good. I understand. So it's normal for me to have a really great relationship, a really, really great marriage. But it's sad to hear all these mindsets out there. It's really, it's annoying. It's sad. It's all kinds of things. I just get annoyed. I get really disturbed by the mindset that is out in society because I'm like, God, it's so opposite of what it really is. So the mindset, you know, when you're in a relationship that is really hard and you're told it's supposed to be that way, so you keep going. And it just gets harder and harder and harder because both people are out of alignment. Things are all screwy, you know. And throw in a religion here and there, it's like you have to hold on. And it's just not fair. And I think it's just not good. So anyway, alignment makes it easy. If it's not easy, you're not in alignment. Just remember that part. The rest is, you know, get back into that feeling of ease. Feel good. The feeling of alignment with your inner being is excitement, happiness, bliss, fun, ease. The feeling of fear is not in alignment and will bring more effort and work for you. So like, this is going to be really hard. Please don't ever say that again. So, you know, I'm in a couple of groups, right? I'm in hardly any groups anymore. And I was just talking to a new friend who's in one of these groups and like her complaints of like these groups as well. Same kind of thing. How they're just not very productive. You know, they do have a lot of people's fears in them and just the mindset is just not there for me. And so you got to watch that. You got to watch other people's mindset, who you're hanging around, the groups you're in, the whatever, whoever you're around, right? Because you just don't need to hear it. You need to hear that, like the good stuff. You need to hear, yes, I killed it on this. This is so good. Oh my God. Whatever it is. Like I'm in a couple of groups of like the businesses that I've started. And, you know, what gets me is people breaking what the norm is. Like in one profession, you know, the average per hour is like $150 per appointment, which is usually an hour or less. But one woman came in and showed a check and it came out to be just over $250 an hour. And everybody's like, how are you doing that? The normal is this, the norm, and she's like, it's relationship building. It's also, so I looked at that. I'm like, thank you for showing what's possible, because everybody gets into the expectation of, oh, it's $150. And so everybody expects that. But in reality, in our reality, it can be anything. It can be anything. Anything is possible. If you get your mind out of, well, this is the most I can ever make, you'll be able to make more. There's always somebody willing to pay you more. There just is. There's some really good people out there who want to compensate you even more if you're doing a really great job. If you're going above and beyond for them, if you have a great attitude, that vibration, right? They will pay you more. You don't even have to ask most of the time, right? So I really love that example of thank you. And she's not even in a state that pays more on average. California is, but she's not in California. So it's like, thank you for showing that example of what is possible. Now that I like from groups. I like to see what is possible for me. But the stuff of people being all fearful and having terrible mindsets and, all of that, I'm not about that. I just want to tell them, go read a personal development book or something. Get yourself up. You know what I mean? Like, get yourself up. Take good care of yourself. Tell yourself you're a good person. Tell yourself you can do this, and then go and do it. Get really confident in the job and then go do it. Keep doing that, right? So anyway, I'm going to let you go because I actually need to go get water. I forgot to bring my water in. So have an amazing rest of your Friday, guys. And I will be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.